my waves.
Do me a favor and hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell so you can stay up on the latest GBM content. Welcome to the fam.
From the pavement to the platform, we create the flame.
You ain't built for the pressure, stay out the game.
I'm lit.
I'm Sleaze. Welcome to Governed by Morals. Straight reactions, no cap.
In 2008, Romechia Sims and James Lee first met at a basketball game in Maryland. James was working as a security guard at the event, and their initial interaction was brief but memorable. Over the next few days, they started talking more frequently, and their connection quickly turned into a romantic relationship.
Ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, cats, dogs, rats, bats, birds, ants, anteaters, lions, tigers, and bears, oh my, it's your boy Sleaze Buckets, and I got another public service announcement for y'all. You ever been gaming and you start to feel sleepy, tired, sluggish, like you just can't do it anymore? Well, all you gotta do, take a little bit of that Dubby, that Oda Block Restore Potion. That's what I'm drinking on right now. Take a little scoop full, put it into your Dubby cup, drink that shit. Jitterless energy, it gets you right. Jitterless energy, it gets you right. I feel great. I just got done streaming at 4 a.m. I woke up an hour ago, and I'm back. I wouldn't drink 2 in one day. That's what the label says anyway. But drink Dub right now. Use code SLEAZEMODE. Get 10% off on your order. Drink Dub is good. My favorite one is Beach and Peach. It tastes so fucking good. Go to dubby.gg and get 10% off using code SLEAZEMODE. I'm out.
Both Romechia and James lived in Clinton, Maryland, a small town with a population of around 40,000. Their relationship developed steadily, and despite financial struggles, they remained optimistic about their future together. Romechia was ambitious. She had dreams of pursuing higher education and working in the education sector, while James focused on building stability in his career. By 2010, their relationship had deepened, and later that year, Romechia found out she was pregnant. The news came as both a joyful surprise and a challenge, as neither of them was in a strong financial position. Romechia still lived.
It'd be the best love, man. World.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucked up.
Y'all motherfuckers go hard for each other.
When you young and shit, it's funny because when you're young, it's like that shit give you motivation to, like, you know what I mean, do more. Even though I feel like that ain't the best way to, you know what I mean, but it give you motivation to, like, the drive for your goals and dreams and shit. But like when you get older, you be like, hell nah, like nah, we ain't stable, bro. Ain't no let's wait.
Word. When you young, you don't give a fuck.
But it's funny because when you're young and you be on that, it's still the same play. Like you always fall into ruins. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean. Y'all rushing y'all, and I think that's like cultural shit. It's like you get your girl, you feel me? Y'all together, y'all come up with y'all goals, what y'all want to do, and then she get pregnant, and then y'all start this family, and then
y'all realize that motherfucking life is different for both of y'all.
Yeah, after the baby, you feel me? And then it's just a burden on all the things that you want to do and your accomplishments. But I don't know. Can't nobody talk you out of that shit.
Nobody. Like it's like everybody against you, so you and that person just bond like a motherfucker. Everybody telling y'all not to do it.
Yeah, that's right.
But y'all do it anyway. I don't give a fuck.
Lived with her mother, Tasha Sims, while James shared an apartment with a friend. Despite their limited resources, they embraced parenthood with excitement. In August 2011, their son, Ji'Aire Lee, was born. He was a lively and affectionate child, always full of energy. Family members recalled how much he loved playing, whether it was running around outside or spending time with his cousins. James and Romechia were devoted to him, and their shared love for their son became the strongest bond in their relationship. In 2013, James managed to rent a small 2-bedroom apartment in La Plata, Maryland. This allowed the young family to finally live together under one roof. Their new home brought a sense of stability, and for a while, things seemed to be falling into place. Ji'Aire, now 2 years old, was thriving in a home filled with love and care. However, despite their happiness as parents, the relationship...
How they know that, though? Like, how they know that, though? I'm fucking winging this shit. How you know that?
They added that in there. Take your time,
He was
okay?
thriving in the home mechanic. Or it wasn't nothing. It wasn't nothing crazy going on in that motherfucker.
Nothing.
Relationship
Nothing at
between
all.
Romechia and James began to deteriorate. Disagreements over
God.
finances, responsibilities, and personal differences led to frequent arguments. By 2014, the tension between them had reached a breaking point. They decided to separate, marking the beginning of a difficult chapter in their lives. James moved out of their shared apartment, leaving Romechia and Ji'Aire to remain there. Although they were no longer together, James continued to support his son financially and maintained regular contact. At first, the separation seemed manageable, but over time, Romechia began to struggle with increasing stress and emotional distress, a struggle that would soon spiral into something far more serious. After their separation in 2014, Romechia Sims continued living in the apartment that James had rented, as she had no other housing options. James moved in with a friend and kept supporting Ji'Aire financially, but the new arrangement put additional strain on Romechia. She had a job as a sales associate in a retail store and was also attending university with hopes of becoming a teacher. However, after the breakup, her financial situation worsened. In late 2014, she lost her job, making it difficult to pay for rent, utilities, and basic necessities. James helped as much as he could, but his contributions weren't enough to cover all of Romechia's expenses. As financial pressure increased, Romechia began to show signs of emotional instability. Family members noticed changes in her personality. She became withdrawn, irritable, and often seemed overwhelmed.
Cause it's funny, right?
Mhm.
Like this shit, I feel this genre, right? Like on both ends and shit. So like, I went through this genre like I was in a nice spot. You feel me? When I got my little relationship and shit, and then like we built the whole family thing, did the family shit like, and mind you, like I ain't never been nothing more than kind of like a street nigga. You feel me?
Yeah.
So like I kind of like let her take the wheel as far as like the structure part of things. You feel me?
Mhm.
And when I really started getting into it and shit, like like she started like putting these scare tactics. Like, I mean, I ain't gonna say that. Like it was good advice. Like like you gotta slow down. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you go to jail, you know what I'm saying. Boom. And it was really just me and her kids. You feel me? But
Yeah.
I had fell in love with them. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, damn, like, so I slowed down, stopped being out in the church all night. So I had my couple little plays. You feel me? Boom. But they was coming like, too close to the crib type shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So, cause like I'm in the crib late night. You know what I'm saying? So they
Yeah.
gotta come to me. You know what I mean? We doing family shit. So like,
Mhm.
then I even slowed that down to the point where it was like everything that I had going on, all the lanes. You know what I'm saying? Like I just kind of like it fell short. So it put strain out. Like I flagged. So like some parts of the year, normally like when it get cold, it really the work be scarce. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I ain't noticed that like that because I was always juggling. You feel what I'm saying? So like
Yeah.
when that shit got it kind of like fucked up everything. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it put a little strain on it. And then I was still holding that holding that shit down or whatever. But then we separated. You feel me? For all kinds of shit, we separated. Boom. But like in the midst of the separation, it was like I'm still like I was giving out 700 every 2 weeks and shit. You feel what I'm saying? For the motherfucking I'm lying. It was 700. Yeah, three. It was 350. Yeah, it was 700 a month. I was giving out 700 a month and shit. Boom. By then I had my twins too. You feel me? Then my twins would come over and shit. You feel me? Like I get my twins on the weekends and shit. Boom. And I still take them out, buy them all kind of shit. You feel me? So like I'm still carrying that joint, but it was like it wasn't enough. You feel what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Like because motherfuckers used to getting more. Motherfuckers used to bills
Mhm.
getting paid. You feel me? Shit like that. So it kind of like it put a like emotional strain on her, which I think on top of that made it look back like even more upset that it got to where it's at now. You feel what I'm saying? That's like a motherfucker giving you a decent lifestyle and then taking that shit away. You feel what I'm saying? Like and like now you gotta figure that shit out. You gotta restart and figure it on your own. So it put like
Yeah.
a lot of like strain, but it also put strain on me because now I ain't got no lanes. You feel me? Now my job is slow as shit. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm still living with this, like, for lack of better words, fear. You feel me? Or like going back out here in the trench and starting over. You feel me? Knowing that I gotta be all the way the fuck in, because that's the only way that I know. You feel me? Is to go all the way in, and then, you know, take a chance in motherfucking that shit going however it go. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, I definitely like sympathize. That shit put a big toll on your mental. You feel me? And it do change you though. You know what I'm saying?
Like
it do change you. Like it do put you in dark places and shit, because especially like when you looking at this your person. You feel me? This the person that you looking at the rest of your life with. You feel what I'm saying? And then that shit don't go the way it's supposed to go. It's like, where am I going from now? Because you done put all your eggs in this basket. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
Yeah, like that shit definitely weird.
That shit crazy. That shit crazy, because like, you know what I mean? And then like, you got, like with me, nigga, I got bought. And I'm like, man, I can't go to jail because I got kids, right? So I stopped. But then that turns into having 2 and 3 jobs, and you still miss out on the kids. You know what I'm saying? So then you try to be like, all right, not 2, 3 jobs, let's try to get a salary. And the salary turned to 16 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? And you just, damn if you do, damn if you don't.
That shit fucked up, man.
By stress. At first, they believed it was just the emotional toll of her breakup and financial hardship, but soon her behavior became more concerning. Romechia started to exhibit paranoid thoughts, convinced that someone was following her. She spoke about hearing unexplained noises at night and claimed that people were watching her apartment. At first, she only mentioned these fears to close friends and family, but over time, they became more intense. She told her mother, Tasha Sims, that she often heard the doorbell ring late at night, but when she checked, no one was there. On another occasion, she claimed to have seen armed men standing outside her window, watching her.
Mental breakdowns will fuck you up though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit. I ain't saying I ever been through that type of shit, but like,
yeah,
you feel me? Like I done definitely from both ends. I done experienced like
yeah. I got a homeboy. His kid died, and he crazy, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it's crazy. It's wild, yo. Like that shit fucked him up. It fucked him up real bad.
I ain't gonna
So he's stuck in that time period.
Yeah, fact. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact, man. I be stuck in a lot of traumatizing shit. That's why my foot be like, man, I'm throwed, I'm weird. Yeah, I agree, bro. It's a lot of shit that's throwed about me. Some of that shit that made me stronger in other areas, you feel me? But like, yeah, motherfucker, I'm still trapped in the motherfucking 90s, motherfucker. Like, word, I'm still fucked up, man. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And not that I'm alright with it, but I ain't figure out the source of a lot of the shit that I've been through to even like figure out the steps.
Try to tackle that shit.
You know what I'm saying? And it just so much shit just piled on top of shit on top of shit on top of shit that you know what I mean? But as long as, like I said, in this fucked up world, you feel me? Like, as long as, I got something to cling to, which, you know what I mean, my morals, you know what I'm saying? And again, I ain't perfect, you know what I'm saying? I fall short, but, my goal is to stay firm in my morals, man. As long as I can stick to the moral code, bro. Man, listen, I could be throwed all the fuck, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Ji'Aire. In early 2015, Romechia's paranoia escalated. She called her mother in a panic, saying that people were trying to break into her apartment. Tasha rushed over, only to find that the door was locked and there was no sign of intruders. Romechia insisted that someone had been there but couldn't provide any proof. Concerned, the family requested security camera footage from the apartment complex. However, after reviewing the recordings, they saw no unusual activity. This was the first clear indication that Romechia's fears were not based on reality. She was experiencing hallucinations and delusions. As weeks passed, Romechia's condition worsened. She isolated herself, barely left the apartment, and refused to let Ji'Aire out of her sight. Her once cheerful and sociable personality had faded, replaced by constant fear and suspicion. In February 2015, the situation took a dramatic turn when Romechia made a disturbing call to James Lee. She told him that someone was inside her apartment trying to attack her. James, who was at work, couldn't leave immediately, but he called Tasha Sims and told her to check on Romechia. When Tasha arrived, she found her daughter in a state of panic, clutching Ji'Aire tightly. She barely recognized her own mother at first and struggled to form coherent sentences. This was the moment Tasha realized that Romechia's mental state was far worse than she had thought. Fearing for her daughter's well-being, Tasha made a critical decision. She took Romechia to the hospital for psychiatric evaluation. What doctors found would confirm the family's worst fears. In February 2015, after a series of alarming incidents, Romechia Sims was admitted to Southern Maryland Hospital Center for a psychiatric evaluation. Doctors observed her paranoia, delusions, and erratic behavior, leading to a diagnosis of paranoid schizophrenia and severe depression. Medical professionals prescribed antipsychotic medication and emphasized the importance of
I wonder if like one thing can lead to the next thing. You know what I'm saying? I know like
Yeah.
schizophrenia, like a lot of times it'd be like a genetic thing, but like I wonder like a certain level of depression, if you let your, you know,
That shit unlock that shit.
because your mind, a lot of times they say your mind could cause your body to be sick. Like if you always like feeling like you might got like a disease or something, you feel me, or some shit like that, like that joint can weigh on your body to where your body can have that. You feel me? That's what they say. I don't know how true that is, but
I know. I mean, I think it's kind of true because one day I had a real bad toothache, and I just kept telling myself myself like, "This shit don't hurt. This shit don't hurt. This shit don't hurt. This is a toothache. This shit don't hurt." And that shit stopped hurting. You know what I mean? I ain't taking no medicine, nothing. I just kept saying that shit, and that shit stopped hurting.
consistent treatment to control her symptoms. However, after a short stay, she was discharged despite her fragile mental state. The responsibility of ensuring she took her medication fell entirely on her family, particularly her mother, Tasha Sims. At first, Romechia followed her treatment plan, but within weeks she stopped taking her medication, claiming it made her feel worse. Without medical supervision, her hallucinations and paranoia returned. She moved in with Tasha, who at the time was living in a budget roadside motel called the Deluxe in La Plata, Maryland. Living conditions were unstable, and stress between mother and daughter increased. Neighbors reported frequent arguments, with some calling authorities to report disturbances. Romechia's behavior became unpredictable. She was aggressive toward her mother, and there were reports of verbal altercations escalating to physical outbursts. Despite this, Tasha did not give up on her daughter, trying to help her regain stability. In March 2015, another serious incident occurred. After another heated argument with her mother, Romechia gathered her belongings, took Ji'Aire, and left the motel. She got into a taxi without telling anyone where she was going. Tasha, worried for her grandson's safety, called James Lee and informed him of what had happened. James, alarmed, tried to reach Romechia, but she didn't answer her phone. Hours passed, and there was no sign of her. James decided to search for them himself, driving along the likely routes from the motel. Eventually, he spotted Romechia walking barefoot on the side of a highway, clutching Ji'Aire. It was cold and late at night, and Ji'Aire was dressed only in thin pajamas, visibly shivering. Romechia's purse and other belongings were scattered along the road. When James approached her, she appeared disoriented and confused, unable to explain what had happened. Fearing for both her and Ji'Aire's safety, James took them to the hospital. There, doctors confirmed that Romechia had not been taking her prescribed medication. She was treated and released. But James was now certain that she was a danger to herself and their son. After the highway incident, James decided to take legal action. In March 2015, he filed for full custody of Ji'Aire, arguing that Romechia's deteriorating mental state made her unfit to care for their child. A court hearing was scheduled for May 2015, where James planned to present evidence of Romechia's hospitalization, erratic behavior, and unstable living situation. However, when the day arrived, the judge did not see sufficient reason to revoke Romechia's custody.
Wow.
Despite James showing proof of multiple hospitalizations, the judge ruled that both parents were still fit to care for Ji'Aire. As a result, a shared custody agreement was upheld. Ji'Aire would spend 1 week with James and 1 week with Romechia. James left the courtroom devastated, fearing that his son was still at risk. Romechia, meanwhile, continued to decline, and within days of the court's decision, she stopped taking her medication again.
Man, she definitely changed from the first pictures they were
Yeah,
showing
bro.
now.
So this one right here,
That shit really got to her, man.
bad, man.
And then I wonder,
Dang.
I wonder if she really had a lot, like really had like heavy family support. I know they were saying, I think what was her sister coming over or whatever, her folks, but like
Her mom. It was her mom.
yeah, but like that don't be enough. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so I wonder, but that's what I was saying in the beginning. They be making everything seem like it'd be something like they had a good motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? The whole time he probably was seeing little shit that didn't make no sense to him. And until she got diagnosed and it all made sense later on. You feel what I'm
Then it
saying?
all started making sense. Yep.
Yeah.
Her final downward spiral had begun. In May 2015, shortly after the court ruled in favor of shared custody, Romechia Sims's condition worsened rapidly. She was no longer taking her prescribed medication, and her paranoia intensified. She spoke of people trying to harm her and Ji'Aire, often making incoherent statements to her mother and friends. Her living situation at the deluxe motel became more unstable. Frequent arguments with her mother, Tasha Sims, increased in intensity.
You would have thought her mom stepped in because her mom 9 times 10 was around more than the baby dad. You feel me?
Yeah.
Her mom would have stepped in and tried to at least get custody. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. She should have. Somebody said, well, she ain't have a stable living situation either. She living in a motel.
Her mom knew her mom didn't?
Yeah, she was living at the motel where she moved out of the apartment into the motel with her mom.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Your mom could have, like, you know what I mean? However, your mom could have just took the motherfucking kid, like, before. Like, you know what I'm saying? Before that shit, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, I don't really, you know.
I don't think they would have gave it to the mom because she was living in the motel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But,
What if the mom's...
but I mean, but at the same time, I've seen, like, I've lived at a motel or like down here, I lived in and motherfucking kids go right to school from there. You know what I'm saying? Bus come pick them up right from there.
I done stayed in a motel with my mom and all that shit, man. And all that shit. But it just, man, yeah, I don't know, man.
And neighbors reported hearing shouting matches late at night.
Yeah.
Some even called the police, concerned about the well-being of Ji'Aire. On May 18th, 2015, just 2 days before the tragedy, Romechia stopped taking her medication completely. She later stated that she felt the medication wasn't working and saw no reason to continue taking it. That same day, she had one final conversation with her mother and James Lee. James was supposed to pick up Ji'Aire later that week as part of their shared custody arrangement. However, Romechia's speech was erratic, and she mentioned something about people giving her and Ji'Aire pills. Neither James nor Tasha could fully understand what she was talking about. By May 19th, 2015, Romechia disappeared with Ji'Aire. Without telling anyone, she took her son and headed toward Wills Memorial Park in La Plata, Maryland. Security cameras later captured footage of Romechia walking with Ji'Aire, entering a convenience store, and then making her way to the park. That would be the last time anyone saw Ji'Aire alive. At Wills Memorial Park, Romechia placed Ji'Aire in a swing and began pushing him. As the hours passed, she never stopped. Even as night fell and temperatures dropped, she remained in the same spot, all continuing to push her son. People in the park saw her, but no one intervened. Most assumed she was just spending extra time with her child. However, what they didn't realize was that Romechia was experiencing a full psychotic break. She later claimed that voices had told her to keep pushing Ji'Aire until someone else came to take him off the swing. She believed that if she stopped, something terrible would happen. By the time the sun rose the next morning, Ji'Aire was already unresponsive. And still, Romechia kept pushing. By the morning of May 20th, 2015, Romechia Sims had been in Wills Memorial Park for nearly 24 hours.
God damn,
Witnesses later reported seeing her...
Yo, you know what's crazy, man? So I ain't never really... So I never really knew what schizophrenia... Like, this funny, right? So I was on... I was staying at my friend... Well, my friend lived on a corner and shit. And, it was... we used to always, everybody in the neighborhood used to go over there and shit, right? Her
Yeah.
her mom's mom came and stayed there and shit, right? She had schizophrenia, so like we used to go over there like late night and shit. House be dark as hell. She used to always sit on that couch in front of this TV, right? We'd go in there and smoke the weed and shit. I think a couple times she even hit the weed, but she used to like drink these little beers or whatever. And like, bro, it'd be dark. We'd all be like high as shit, laid around, each part sitting around the couch, like, you know what I mean? Probably like 5, 6 of us and shit. And like in the middle of the night, bro, no bullshit. Her mom used to be like, fuck you motherfucker, I'll kill you motherfuckers. But all you can see is like her shadow, you feel me?
Yeah.
And you just hear the sounds coming from her like, I'll kill you motherfuckers, all you motherfuckers, all this shit. She used to say all kind of shit, like, and like, you know, we used to bring other motherfuckers over there, like bitches and little dates and shit. Just to like on some like, you know, scary shit or whatever, but that shit, cuz I ain't gonna lie, like, that shit really like, I never really knew the severeness of that shit. I never really knew the severeness of that shit until, like, you know what I'm saying? And I just always thought it was like that, like, motherfuckers just be losing their mind and shit. No, she had dementia and schizophrenia, like, but that shit fucked me up. I ain't gonna lie, that shit just crazy. Man, I could just imagine she probably was pushing that young boy, saying all kind of shit, talking to herself, maybe, I don't know, you feel me?
Man, she pushed that baby till he died, man.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Continuously
Like, she
pushing
must be pushing
Ji'Aire
him
on the
hard,
swing.
bro. I had to be pushing him hard.
Cold as a
At some point,
motherfucker out there,
at some point, she broke his neck or something, or maybe hypothermia. I don't
That's
know.
what I'm saying. It's probably cold as shit out there. She probably was he probably snapped his fucking neck or something. You feel me? That's fucked up, man. I feel bad for both of them motherfuckers. That's crazy. Oh, shot. See what I'm saying? How the fuck I do that, man?
Just stop recording, guys.
As the Sims had been in Wills Memorial Park for nearly 24 hours. Witnesses later reported seeing her continuously pushing Ji'Aire on the swing, despite the cold and rain overnight. Some assumed the child was simply sleeping, unaware of the horrific reality. As the second night approached, Romechia remained in the same position, rocking her son back and forth. She didn't eat, drink, or leave the swing set. By this time, Ji'Aire had already succumbed to the elements, but Romechia, deep in psychosis, was unable to recognize that he was gone. On the morning of May 20, 2015, a local resident taking his usual walk through the park noticed something disturbing. A woman had been sitting at the swings for 2 days straight. He had seen her there before, but this time, something felt wrong. Approaching closer, he saw that the child in the swing was completely motionless. Concerned, he called the police. When officers from the Charles County Sheriff's Office arrived at 7 a.m., they found Romechia Sims still pushing the lifeless body of Ji'Aire. She appeared dazed, unresponsive, and unaware of what had happened. One of the deputies gently tried to speak to her, but she did not react. When they stopped the swing and checked Ji'Aire, they immediately realized the worst. He had been dead for hours. Romechia did not resist when officers took Ji'Aire from the swing. Instead, she continued staring blankly, showing no reaction to their presence. Paramedics pronounced Ji'Aire.
Yo, if I was the cop on that joint, if I was the person that even called the cop, that would have fucked me up. You hear me?
Yeah.
That's some creepy ass shit, cuz.
Yeah, bro. That shit creepy as hell, cuz.
Just imagine that.
Like
shit
you came by the park Monday, cuz, and this lady was pushing the swing, and we came back by the park Wednesday, and this lady still pushing the same kid in the same swing with the same clothes on. Like, she didn't move. Like, and you probably jogged this fucking shit Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and all 3 days she was there.
Just imagine.
And now you like, what the fuck?
You walking past the park and you just see somebody out there pushing the motherfucker and then swinging shit. So of course you like, what the fuck, like? And then you get over there and she just dazed, looking straight ahead, and you see this baby motherfucker. Man, that'll fuck me up. Man, what kind of Tales from the Crypt shit going on over there?
Dead at the scene. Romechia was taken into custody and transported to a hospital for psychiatric evaluation. The autopsy report later confirmed that Ji'Aire had died from hypothermia and dehydration. His small body had been exposed to cold temperatures, wind, and rain, with no food or water for nearly 2 days. There were no signs of physical abuse, further confirming that his death was due to neglect, not direct violence. His official cause of death was ruled homicide due to neglect. Meanwhile, The story spread throughout the country, shocking the public. People struggled to comprehend how a mother could push her child in a swing for 2 days without realizing he had died. For James Lee, the news was devastating. He had fought for custody, warning the courts that Romechia was mentally unstable, but no one had listened. Now his son was gone. Romechia Sims, however, was not fully aware of the gravity of what had happened. She remained in a dissociative state, unable to process her son's death or answer basic questions. The legal system now had to determine whether Romechia was criminally responsible or whether she was a severely ill woman who needed psychiatric treatment. Following her arrest, Romechia Sims was transferred to a psychiatric facility for evaluation. She remained catatonic, showing no emotional response to questions about Ji'Aire. Medical staff noted that she displayed symptoms of schizophrenia and severe psychosis. Meanwhile, investigators worked to piece together what had happened. They interviewed witnesses, reviewed security footage from nearby businesses, and examined Romechia's mental health history. Their findings confirmed that she had been in a deep psychotic state for days, detached from reality. On July 1, 2015, prosecutors formally charged Romechia Sims with manslaughter, child neglect resulting in death, reckless endangerment. Although they acknowledged her mental illness, they argued that her inaction directly led to Ji'Aire's death. Her defense team, however, argued that she was legally insane at the time of the incident.
Yeah, because, bro, listen, who the fuck? Now, first and foremost, that gotta be a scary-ass feeling on the inside, like with your body, your mind fighting against you, you feel me?
Yeah.
But who the fuck? I don't give a fuck what kind of murderer you is or like whatever. Who the fuck gonna stand outside for 2 days?
She wasn't right.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like these niggas trying to like. I get it.
Yeah.
But come on, she was not right.
I think maybe the dad was pushing. Maybe the dad in his anger. Maybe I don't know. But maybe the dad in his anger probably was pushing for that shit. You got what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like that she maybe need to get charged. I don't know. I was there to, put that in there. But
maybe.
But yeah, that's fucked up, man. That's crazy,
and should not be held criminally responsible. Over the following months, Romechia underwent extensive psychiatric assessments. Doctors determined that she had a long history of untreated schizophrenia and had suffered a severe psychotic break at the time of Ji'Aire's death. The court had to decide whether she was competent to stand trial. On February 10, 2016, after multiple hearings, a judge ruled that Romechia Sims was not guilty by reason of insanity. Instead of serving a prison sentence, she was committed to a psychiatric hospital for indefinite treatment. The judge's ruling meant that Romechia would remain in a mental institution until doctors determined that she was no longer a danger to herself or others. The ruling sparked mixed reactions. Mental health advocates saw it as a just decision, recognizing that Romechia had not been in control of her actions due to her severe mental illness. Ji'Aire's father, James Lee, was devastated. He had fought for custody, warning that Romechia was not fit to care for their son, but the system had failed to act in time. Tasha Sims, Romechia's mother, expressed guilt and sorrow, believing that she should have done more to get help for her daughter. For many, the case raised critical questions about the failures of the mental health system and the challenges of protecting children in custody.
But like they said, like the mixed reactions would kill me the most though, because I feel like you got people that don't sympathize with her actions. You feel me?
Yeah.
But I'm like, dog, like that's what I be saying about people in the world. Like you don't even know until you got to go through this shit, or unless you got somebody. You feel what I'm saying? But like, just I don't even know. You feel me? But
yeah,
the reality is like, what criminal motherfucker going to stand outside for 2 fucking days?
Exactly. Just pushing the swing
and shit, pushing the fucking swing, dog. Like it's no. You feel
that's not no
like,
criminal shit, guys.
Yeah, like
that's somebody that's
like,
not mentally stable, bro.
That shit, man. That shit word, like, but everybody's so fucking opinionated and shit, like
disputes involving
like
mentally ill parents.
The new movie was that shit called?
What's that?
It's a Roger P. Henson, cuz. Oh, she fucking have a mental breakdown.
I want to see that, John. I ain't even pick that, John.
That shit crazy, man.
You seen it already?
I ain't see it yet. My girl told me about it.
I be on 123 movies, y'all. 123 movies, man. Word, that joint be alright.
Yeah, I be on that shit. I be on that
movies
shit.
too, man. If y'all, if you know, you know. You feel me? We be on that, man. Word, get it for the low,
Definitely
man.
be on that shit.
Man,
Word, I definitely be on that shit.
it used to be Sports East for all the games and shit, man. Sports East was that
I,
shit,
I
man.
got I got one for y'all for the sports, man.
Sports, man. Word.
BIP.RO.
Yeah,
W.
man. Well, don't be on that when I'm on that joint, because the more people that be on that joint, it messes the servers up and all that. You feel me? But yeah, man. One thing we don't do is gatekeep over here, man. We
Yeah, we let
get
that
it
shit
over.
off. We let that shit off, man.
But for Ji'Aire, it was too late. After the verdict, Romechia Sims was placed in a psychiatric hospital for indefinite treatment. Doctors continued to evaluate her condition, and reports indicated that she suffered from chronic schizophrenia with recurring psychotic episodes. Due to the severity of her illness, the possibility of her release remained uncertain. As of recent updates, Romechia remains in a mental institution, receiving treatment under strict supervision.
She look totally different.
Medical professionals periodically assess her condition to determine whether she still poses a danger to herself or others. However, given the severity of her disorder, long-term hospitalization appears likely. For James Lee, the outcome of the case was heartbreaking. He had fought for full custody of Ji'Aire, warning the courts that Romechia was mentally unstable, but his concerns were dismissed. In his eyes, the system had failed his son. James later stated in interviews that he believed Ji'Aire's death could have been prevented if the court had acted differently. He continued to advocate for stricter policies regarding mentally ill parents and child custody decisions. Romechia's mother, Tasha Sims, carried her own burden of guilt and grief. She had tried to get help for her daughter, but had encountered barriers at every step. She later became an advocate for better mental health intervention policies, hoping to prevent similar tragedies from happening in the future. The tragedy of Ji'Aire Lee remains a painful example of what can happen when severe mental illness goes untreated. It also exposed gaps in the child welfare and legal systems where warning signs were present, yet no decisive action was taken. Though Ji'Aire's life was tragically short, his story continues to serve as a reminder of the urgent need for mental health awareness, early intervention, and stronger protections for children in high-risk situations.
It's fucked up. Like, it's fucked up because it's like a lot of us wait until
the last minute, man.
The last minute, yeah. You feel me? And yeah.
But then it's too late, man. This one was a little bit different, man.
Yeah,
this one wasn't. I don't look at this one as crime, man. I look at this one as like mental health awareness, man.
This be the thing for me, cause though, like, so remember I was like a lot. My biggest issue is that like I be more concerned about the whys with people rather than the what is and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I give a lot of people a lot of wiggle room and shit, and like try to understand them. You know what I'm saying? I spend so much time trying to understand a person and shit, like, and why they done some shit. Whether it's to themselves, me, or others, you feel what I'm saying? Like, just because of things like this, you feel me? You never know, like, what motherfuckers done went through, you know, that shaped them to who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you never know, bro.
And stories like this, it make me have, like, a conflicting view on, like, I just had this thing where it was like, man, I'm going to stop asking the whys. You feel what I'm saying? Making excuses for motherfuckers. You feel me? But you get stories like this, and it's like, damn, like, you know, you never know what a motherfucker really going through internally. You feel me? Motherfuckers will just die all day, every day.
Never know,
ain't gonna get no CAT scans, you know what I mean? Shit like that. Or motherfuckers ain't sitting down with no motherfucking people that's gonna tell them they got motherfucking dementia or schizophrenia or, you feel what I'm saying? So like, you know what I mean? I be trying, my thing is I be patient with people, but I be patient with the wrong people. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
People that
I'm guilty of that.
Yeah, that's mentally insane. You feel me? Like, you know what I mean? So like, but yeah, that's fucked up, man. Hey, chat, let us know what you think in the comments, man. You know how you feel about this, John, man. You know what I mean?
If you know somebody going through some mental shit, man, just try to intervene, man. Don't just watch. I mean, the dad and the mom did all they, you know what I mean? But we need more than just two people trying to trying to intervene with shit like that, man. You can do anything.
You know anybody around you, man, you know, in your family, man, y'all got, you know, similar stories, man. You know what I mean? Man, let us know in the comments, man. Let us, you know what I mean? Drop some encouraging words, man, for other people, man. You don't know who else might be going through the same thing or, you know, had the same thing going on and stuff, man. Spread the awareness and shit, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This was a good one,
Yeah,
cuz.
man. You know, till the next time, man. We appreciate y'all, man. You know? Yeah, man. From the pavement to the platform, we create the flame.
You ain't built for the pressure. Stay out the game.
So you telling me you ain't hit none of them buttons, man? I apologize. Let's try it again. Do me a favor and hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell so you can stay up on the latest GBM content. Welcome to the fam.